How do you feel about our open relationship?
I thought we were done with that.
Hey, what's up folks? It is Ty, and you're about to learn a lot of really personal information about me in this video. If you'd like to also learn some useful skills to help you out in life, check out Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community where millions come together to take the next step in their creative journey with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people on topics including illustration, design, photography, video, freelancing, and so much more. I used to be super into art and did a lot of creative projects in high school, and as an adult that's been something I've really wanted to get back into. So I'm taking this class called Find Your Style: 5 Exercises to Unlock Your Creative Identity by Andy J. Pizza. And let me tell you, it has been so fun and so inspirational, and I think my favorite thing about Skillshare is the interactive community aspect. As you're taking these classes, you can see how many other people are currently watching and scroll through and check out what other people have done, and of course you're doing it all on your own time, so it's extremely convenient and all for less than $10 a month. That's a great deal, but what's even better is that the first 1,000 people to use the link in my description will get a free trial of the Skillshare Premium membership. So go check it out, and of course, thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video.
I love it.
I look like a genie in a baby bottle.
I'm a genie in a baby bottle.
Christy and I started dating when we were 17, and we have been together for the majority of the last 6.5 years. We've had some ups and downs. We've grown a lot as people, as one does in the years between 17 and 24. And we're in a really good place now. I know some of you are very shocked to hear that Christy and I are together, but don't worry. I've actually made it a point over the last 3-ish years not to post about my relationship so much online. You know, I did the whole YouTube couple thing in the past, and I just found that it added a layer of complexity to the relationship that was neither fun nor easy to navigate. I guess by opening that aspect of my life up to the public, I was apparently forfeiting my right to certain social boundaries being respected. But I'm not a Kardashian, and I don't want my real life treated like a reality TV show. So I closed that part of my life off from the internet, and it's been going really well. So here I am today to just throw that all out the window. Let's see what happens. No, but today I am opening it back up just a little to talk about my open relationship. I asked you folks on my Instagram at Partar400 to submit questions for this video, so let's start there. Did your relationship start open, and if not, how did it transition into being open? No, we have not always been open. It's been about 1.5 years, and that transition started with a lot of talking. Most of the decision really came from both Christy and I kind of simultaneously questioning our sexuality and both coming to terms with not being straight. You know, we both loved each other and we wanted to be together, but we had these feelings that we were curious to explore. A lot of it also stemmed from the fact that we did want to have a long-term relationship. We see ourselves being together forever. As unrealistic as that might sound, especially to people who hear that we are open. I'm just scrolling through the questions. I know a lot of people think that that's a bad thing, or that our relationship is doomed because of it. But I think that being able to be real with each other and acknowledge the fact that maybe sometimes we might want to sleep with someone else, but we still love each other and want to maintain a relationship and be together, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. And it's not. It's going great. Do you have ground rules, and what are they? My wife and I are poly, and basic rules are key in my opinion. Yes. You know, there was a lot of discussion, a lot of back and forth when we were trying to gauge what we wanted and what we were comfortable with. And what we settled on essentially is she can pursue women on the side and I can pursue men on the side. And maybe at some point there will be a conversation regarding non-binary people, but we live in rural Arkansas, so we haven't encountered that specific situation yet. But yeah, we're opened up to a little bit of gay on the side. Okay, this next one is a really big one that Christy and I have faced. Probably one of the bigger problems in our relationship. Is pineapple on pizza welcomed in said relationship? It's an important question. If you ask me, the answer is no. If you ask Christy, the answer is yes. For some reason, we don't ever settle on a half and half pizza. It's one way or the other. Do you consider yourself polyamorous, or is there a monogamous commitment? I don't consider us polyamorous because neither of us are actively dating anyone else. It truly isn't a huge part of our lives. It's just something that's there if we want it, and the situation doesn't often arise, but it's like when it does, it's not a big deal. Sometimes I sleep with a dude, and maybe I will date a dude eventually, but I'm not going on dates. I'm not meeting anyone new. I'm just like on Grindr every once in a while, and then I get annoyed with that in 10 minutes. So not right now. I'm busy. There's a pandemic. Like it's not convenient for me. Has this made your relationship even stronger? I think so. I think it definitely has, because I know for me personally, I don't have to worry about feeling attracted to dudes and having to like suppress that for the sake of being in a monogamous relationship. That's fucking dope. I'm sure a lot of the folks watching this are queer and were in the closet at some point. It's so much easier to just be open and honest with the things that you want and the things that you're doing, and it ends up getting to a point where you don't even really think about it. And I think that's what's really cool.
It's fun. It's nice. I think it's brought us together a little bit more, you know? We don't have to feel guilty about feeling natural things towards other people, you know?
You guys were engaged once. Are you still? Do you believe in marriage? I believe that marriage has a lot of benefits. Technically, we're not currently engaged, but we talk about getting married a lot, so I think we definitely have plans to get married. But nothing that's set in stone. We're both young and broke, so I'm gonna give it a minute. A lot of questions about jealousy in here. So this one, pros and cons. Also, how do you deal with jealousy, or your thoughts on it? I think I've discussed a lot of the pros. Cons, people have a lot of opinions, a lot of judgment, a lot of unnecessary comments from their own thoughts on how a relationship is supposed to be. I get that, but also I don't need it. And on the topic of jealousy, because we've had so many questions about that, there was one point when I felt like I might not have been comfortable with what was happening, and that's because I had left the country for like a month, and Christy was going to spend the night with one of her friends and kind of let me know that there might be some stuff happening, and I was like, okay, cool. Then like later on as the night went on, I kind of felt uncomfortable about it, and I had never felt that way before. And so then the next day I was like, hey, so did you, she was like, no, I went home. And I was like, oh, okay. And I think the reason I didn't even mention being uncomfortable in the first place was because I just wasn't sure how I was going to feel if it did happen or if it didn't. I wasn't necessarily relieved that it didn't. It was just more like I was just kind of figuring it out. But later on in the relationship, you know, once I got back home from this like month-long trip of being away from Christy, her and this girl did end up getting together, and it was nothing. I was like, okay, tight, like have fun. So I think that now looking back, because I was just gone for a month and missing her and feeling like I didn't have her, you know, like around and just to, you know, just my partner, the thought of like someone else being with her was kind of sad to me, but not for the reasons of feeling like I'm being cheated on or I'm uncomfortable with you sleeping with someone else. It was more just like, I want that. But I know that if I did feel jealous and I knew that that's what I was feeling, I would be able to communicate that to her. I don't feel like there's anything that I can't say to her. And I mean, that's why it works. How do you tell new romantic and sexual interest about your partner? Is there a preferred way you do so? I have it in my Grindr bio. It hasn't been awkward or anything. I think as long as someone isn't trying to have a monogamous relationship with me, then it's not going to bother them. Do your partners have complex feelings about your OnlyFans, assuming it's adult content? That's a nice segue into announcing this on my YouTube channel. Hi. I sort of halfway jokingly tweeted that if Biden became president, I would make an OnlyFans, doing my due diligence as a patriotic citizen. Just kidding, unless... And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's just make the account and see what happens. Well, a lot of people signed up really quickly. And I'm like, okay, listen. If my main source of income can be posting dick pics online, I'm gonna do that. So go check out my OnlyFans. It's tasteful, I think. But no, I talked to Christy about it. She's actually pretty excited. She wants to take like artsy naked photos of me. So I think that's gonna be fun. Pretty fucking chill. Do you guys talk about the things you do with other people? This is a good one. Not really, just kind of vaguely. You know, I don't think I need that much information. It just feels like it can be its own separate thing. And as long as she's having fun and enjoying herself and staying safe, I'm good to just keep it at that. Usually it just comes down to us being like, I did or I did not sleep with this person. Here we go. How does it work right now with the pandemic? It doesn't. I'm on Grindr, she's on whatever, some apps, I don't know. But like even the ability for a guy in a long-term relationship with a girl to feel comfortable down, like having Grindr and talking to other dudes casually, you know, is something that a lot of guys kind of are doing in secret and having to suppress and feeling bad about, which sucks. And it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be a huge deal for you to see a huge deal. How long has your relationship been open, and what advice do you have for people who are considering one? I think I said like a year and a half. Sounds about right. For people who are considering one, just put everything out on the table. Be open, be honest with yourself first. That way you can be honest with your partner. But if you trust your partner and you guys both have the same goals, there's no reason you shouldn't just try to figure that shit out and see what works. Who gives a shit? Do what you want. Nothing means anything. Nothing is real. I'm going to wrap it up with this last question. Can it be closed if someone's feelings have changed towards it? And I'm going to say absolutely, for sure, 100% yes. Yeah, just having a good and healthy relationship with Christy is at the top of my list as far as this stuff goes. So if Grindr's got to go, it's a small sacrifice to make. Well, guys, I've been recording for like an hour and it is so hot in here. So that wraps it up for me. Check out the new merch. This is rad to the bone. It's got the skull and the mullet on the back. I'll give you a look. You see that? Hopefully, I don't know. Brand new OnlyFans, link below. Thank you Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and learned something here today. If you didn't, go learn something on Skillshare. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.